I saw the first movie, and I thought they pulled it off magnificently. And I'm a huge fan of the cast, really. And before I did this movie, I guess I had run into Kristen a few times, but I didn't know anybody. And they're phenomenal. They're like as advertised. They're great ladies. And then they just keep adding more names and more wonderful people to the cast. Plus, you know, on This Is Us, we do a lot of, I'm lucky I get to do some comedy on the show, but we do a lot of really heavy, you know, drama on the show. And so it's fun to sort of do something like this where it's a complete, you know, opposite of what I'm used to doing. They took this idea of having a female-led comedy about women that are mothers that are so busy that literally can't hardly have time to take care of themselves, right? And because they're taking care of their children, they're taking care of their husband, they're taking care of their home, they've got a job, there's a million things to worry about. You know, maybe someone gets sick, they've got to take care of that too. They're the center of the universe. I believe that, and I've always believed that. And they did a really great job of taking that, and instead of making it like, well, these moms are gonna go out and they're just gonna kind of, you know, complain about their lives. It's hilarious. It's just like, I mean, I love watching this. I love watching, you know, women act up, and I mean, I also love watching like The Hangover and things like that. So, but it's really cool to see, isn't it? When you see something that's kind of out of its element, but it's hilarious and it looks great. This business is crazy, and there are certain days where you show up and you have to, and your job is to sort of be the the comic relief, and you make people laugh. And there are other days when you show up and it's like an emotional scene, and people are going to cry, and there's that pressure. And then there are other days where you have to show up and sort of take your clothes off and to get a specific shot. So you introduce yourself, and then you're like, well, let's go to work, I guess, you know. And she's a pro. I mean, she's amazing. We had so much ad-libbing going on back and forth during that scene because I think it called for it. I mean, I'm probably never going to get the opportunity to ever do something that crazy again. So we just agreed that we were just going to, you know, go back and forth and do our thing. And I think at one point they had to cool off the cameras because we were running too long. And it's so fun. I mean, she is just like so with it. I mean, like just amazing. She's brilliant. And so it was a treat for me. He's a fireman, so he's got this caretaker mentality, this leadership mentality, and he's a hard worker, brave, and he's a really nice guy, cares about other people, and yet he's a stripper at night. But his reasons for doing it are like why not? I mean, it makes people happy. And I think he's a romantic. I think he's looking for love, and I think all of these things about him. And I think he gets depressed during the holidays, kind of, and he wants to find the right one, but it's hard to find the right one, probably in his line of work or works, and lines of work. And yeah, I think that's who he is, and I think he runs into this woman who he's intrigued by, and kind of I think they have a lot in common in a way, you know. They're a little quirky, and I don't think they realize they're quirky, but they are, and I think that's what's sort of lovable about him. In a way, it's sort of freeing because you figure everyone in that room has experienced that before. It's acting, right? And everyone knows exactly what you're doing. And when can you get an audience like that in life? When do you have an audience? They have no choice. They're under contract. They have to watch, right? They all have to sit there and watch. So for me, not that I'm trying to punish them, but it's just kind of cool to see these icons sitting there. And then these young, beautiful women that are like, you know, our generation's, you know, A-list wonderful lead actresses have to watch me dance. But yeah, no, it was great. I got a kick out of it. I figured, hell with it. Let's do it.